welcome to Lenovo Unboxed. As always, this is Gavin here with my good friend Kevin.
Gavin, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Very well.
Good, good.
Right.
We're here today to unbox a new ThinkPad. You may have heard of the ThinkPad line of laptops, Kevin. They're not very new anymore. What are they? Almost 21 years old.
Yep.
Oh God, 21st birthday.
Yep.
Not good. I remember the Sweet 16. Things got ugly.
The ThinkPad can drink now.
Exactly. Danger. Obviously, we're going to stick closely to our script for this, as always. No, Kevin, this is the ThinkPad S440.
Correct.
And ThinkPad has made its name for years in large companies, large organizations, and large enterprises.
Right.
And what we're showing people today isn't necessarily something for the largest of those enterprises, right?
Right. Simply put, the S line is not burdened by the cost or complexity of things that generally only very large enterprises care about. So if you are the CEO of a Fortune 500 company and you want to buy 10,000 of these this month, 10,000 of these next month, 10,000 of these 2 months down the road, and you have to buy exactly the same thing, and it has to be in 25 countries with 25 different language keyboards, and it has to be under a single global purchase order, blah, 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 then this is not what you want. But if you are a small business owner, operator, user aficionado in any given country, and you need to buy 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, then this is perfect.
Okay. And what makes it perfect? I know we're going to go through specs and ports and things, but why? Why this one?
Okay.
Again, it's part of it's the story of what it doesn't have, right?
Right.
And the choices that we've made and the design and the cost.
Right. Well, as we will show, we have a new type of docking. It doesn't have that traditional bottom dock, where you click it down into the thing. So there's some complexity and dollars saved there. But I think this is part of our new design language for our quote unquote small and medium business ThinkPads, for the SMB ThinkPads, the S line. So you'll see here we've got a combination of aluminum and magnesium body, very thin, just a hair over 20 millimeters, just a hair under 4 pounds. Ultrabook with touch, latest Haswell processor, new OneLink docking, which we'll get to show.
Sure.
So, full set of everything. Got the ThinkPad keyboard, track point, everything that a classic ThinkPad user or any user presumably would be looking for is in I think a pretty good looking classical ThinkPad package here.
Absolutely. And it's clearly an updated design. Joe can get a shot of it there for us on the close-up, but it's definitely evolved and changed, but it's still ThinkPad to the core. And this, I don't know if this is the same model or a similar model to what we saw a Terminator edition of earlier this year.
That was a little bit different,
which was kind of a prototype one, but it was really cool. It looks very industrial chic up close. So.
Right. So I just want to do our little obligatory around the horn on the ports. As you can see, ThinkPad keyboard, track point or trackpad, track point, fingerprint reader, small and medium business edition. Probably not of great concern to a home user. I know a lot of people who use it as individuals, but more of a security feature.
I like it. You get used to it. You kind of get intoxicated by it over time, right?
And so as we go around here, just briefly, Kensington lock port, USB 3.0, HDMI, another sort of indicator that it's a small and medium business as opposed to a corporate product, which would typically have DisplayPort.
Okay.
Headphone, microphone combo jack, your SD card slot there. Nothing much to speak of on the front here except your speakers. And then we go around, you've got your second USB port, your Ethernet port, your power, and your new OneLink port, which we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about here in a minute.
Sure. And let's talk about the guts for a minute. You mentioned the Haswell aspect. For people who don't know, this is the new Intel generation. How does it differ from the previous generation?
Fourth generation Intel Core I processor architecture. It's an evolution. Depending on how you look at it, and I won't get into the techno-gorpy details, but people who care will mostly know. But as opposed to last generation's Chief River, this is on the same die process, but it is a new processor architecture. You get some battery life gains, you get some power efficiency gains, some things like that.
Okay.
Yep.
But
it's the latest and greatest.
Sure,
That's the
absolutely.
key thing.
It is
fourth generation Intel Core I.
Absolutely. Good. And what else to talk about with the laptop before we show these guys the dock as well?
Just some basic specs. This model has the thickness to accommodate a standard or traditional rotating hard drive. I think in the initial launch we're going to go up to 500 gigs. Also can do a 256 gig SSD, 8 gigs of RAM, optional NFC. Do have a touchscreen. We could show a little bit of that later.
Yeah, let's do that, definitely.
I just mentioned optional NFC, touchscreen. Just all around fully.
Good, yeah. And the touchscreen obviously significant for those of you who may have already delved into Windows 8 or are thinking about getting into Windows 8. I know a lot of the feedback we've had is that if you have a model that doesn't have touch, not coming to life for people in some instances, with touch makes perfect sense. And I think we've had a lot of people with great feedback on Windows 8 with touch. So, want to show us the dock?
Yeah, I'm going to get started undocking or unboxing the OneLink dock here.
We neglected to make our usual joke up front about the lack of a box for the laptop.
Yeah, exactly.
So at least we have
here's your power cord. And so while I'm doing this, I just want to talk about why we think this is so cool, as it were. Because think about it this way, Gavin. Traditionally, as I said, docking, in the sense of picking up your laptop and having a special port on the bottom of the side and clicking snapping it in dock, is something that has almost exclusively been the province of business computers.
Sure.
Right? On the consumer side, and we've certainly made them, as have many other people, what most people over time have gone with is some sort of USB-based docking. Right? USB 2.0 back in the day, USB 3.0 now. And again, not to get uber technical about it, the drawback of that is if you've got everything running through USB, like for example here on the OneLink dock, let me get over here to my close-up camera. On your OneLink dock, you've got two USB 3.0 in the front, combo headphone microphone jack, two more USBs in the back, Ethernet, HDMI, and your power plug, right? So if you are trying to funnel a video signal, an Ethernet traffic, and 3 or 4, in this case, USB ports of traffic through one single USB-based docking solution, then your computer is essentially doing all the computational work to turn that into a USB-based signal, send it out to the dock, and reconstitute it on the other side.
So what's that doing to your computer?
Gross oversimplification, right? But it's taking processing power, and it takes driver software, which has to be installed. However, the magic, as it were, with the OneLink dock is that the pins that are on the side, or the connector, the pins that are in the connector on the side of the ThinkPad, carry all of the signals that are available in this dock. As I said, Ethernet, HDMI, and multiple USBs. It carries it natively, directly over the wire. So
it's offloading part of the hard work, the heavy lifting. In other words.
I would say rather than offloading it, it never loads it in the first place.
Okay.
Right. So now you have a docking solution that can sit here on your desk. You plug your power supply into your OneLink dock, and then all you have to do is set your computer down on your desk. You would have to plug or unplug your power anyway for normal use.
Sure.
We've got, as the name implies, OneLink, right? Simply plug that in, you're good. You've got your external monitor, you've got your Ethernet, you've got all of your USB devices, everything plugged in, all connected to the computer natively through your OneLink dock.
Clever.
Hey, we try.
You said magic. Is it truly magic, or is it just us with our marketing hype, Kevin? Be honest.
That would be...
Can we defend that?
I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
Yeah. You say that about everything.
Well, we like to keep something secret.
Well, we might take a very brief break here, and let's boot the thing up and just do a quick swipe through Windows 8 for the people, shall we?
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Be right back.
All right. And we're back.
So, Kevin, you just wanted to show people real quick, especially for people who may not be familiar with Windows 8,
right?
Show how the touchscreen and Windows 8 get along and how it all makes sense.
Right. So here is your modern UI interface in Windows 8. You just touch the screen to scroll back and forth here. I can always get back to my traditional desktop by doing that. And then if I want to go back to my start menu or my modern UI, I just swipe in from the right here, tap the start button, and I'm back. And you can accomplish the same thing through gestures on the new 5-button ClickPad as well.
So multiple ways of approaching it, the tiles of Windows 8 or the traditional desktop, right?
Yep, whichever you like.
Great. Well, there you have it. That's the ThinkPad S440 along with the OneLink dock. And we hope you've enjoyed this very special edition of Lenovo Unboxed. Thanks, Kev.
Thank you, Gavin.
All right, take care.
And cut.